How's it going, peeps? Anybody else having a more active day than me, at least outside? I don't usually go out in the rain. You know me, I don't like to fish in the rain either, so. And you can't skate in the rain, so pretty much the rain shut everything down. And well, let's see if anybody comes in. Oh, there we go. Corn farts. El Firsto. Oh, I got 3 and 2 that quick. Wow. Did it rain where you were, Corn? Love the tree. Yeah, I got the tree. I got the sand over there. Ah. Well, that's funny. But we're down to 1 now. I said, did it rain over by you, corn farts? 'Cause we got a lot of rain today. Well, not a lot, but it did rain a bit. Yeah. It's still kind of. It's not really raining here right now, but it was just a little bit ago. Are you currently raining? All right. Got to be the stuff that just came through here. Look at that, I still have 2 and I have 3 likes. Interesting. Yeah, there's not much. At least here, there's not much more behind it. It's still cloudy. Might rain some more. But yeah, put a damper on my day. And we're going on lockdown, so I don't even know if the skating fish is going to be something I can do. So I think they're going to lock the park back up. So I guess I'll just be fishing on Sundays. When I get the chance. Because of the rain. Tree trimmer. Yeah. Still no stock plants for El Estero. I just checked it out and nothing yet. Doesn't look like they're going to put them in until 2021. January. But Jess Fish, how's it going? Glad some people are making it in. In the late shift. Hey, Psycho Tucky's in here. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm just delayed over here because it rained. Can't have the phone out in the rain. I learned my lesson with that. Intentionally killed the phone. Corn and wasabi. What up? So how's it going over there? How's it going on the other side of the world? Because we in California at least got some rain. Still Petri starfish house. Oh, nice. Overcast, raining, and windy. We still got some wind here. Yeah, it's overcast now. It's not raining. It was raining like 20 minutes ago. And rained most of the day. Yo. I'm dying. I know it ran to like what? 1 or 2 here. And then started again around 5, I think. Kenny Allen, what is up? Nope. Didn't fish this weekend. Fished last weekend though. I don't know if you saw the video of the Delta trip. That was fun. I hear the fish are biting at Pinot though. Have you even been to Pinot in a while, Kenny? Or are you going to Kelly? Or Eastman? Isn't that what it's called? Eastman. Yeah, that was a good one. Thanks to Mr. Jessfish who's in here. Now we'll have more trips. Yeah, I heard they're biting. My friend was just here, Ricardo. Showed me a big ling he caught. Creek Wednesday, caught 8. I really going out to Los Banos? I didn't know you ventured out that way. Caught 8? That's not bad. I think that's all I caught the Delta, right? I think I only caught 8. Did you call 1-800 DUI help? No, he's talking about the show where we fish, not the show where you got set up. It's an hour from my house. Where's skating? It's raining. It rained all day. No raining. No, it was raining. Can't skate in the rain. I didn't want to fish in the rain. Did it rain where you're at? Did it rain where you're at? We got, Corn Farts got rain. Still raining. Kenny's been going to Los Banos, huh? Yeah, I've never fished I fished on a boat there once. One time on a boat there. Yeah, I think one time. I have that video up. On and off. Yeah. So it rained here in the morning pretty good till around 1. Rain in Prunedale. You're in Prunedale now? Or have you always been in Prunedale? I didn't know I thought you were here. I'm 23 miles from Pinot. Oh, you were always there? Oh, okay. parents almost bought a house out that way. The ones on the left on the 56. Before they bought this house, they're looking at a house over there, but they decided on Marina. Have you been to Kelly at all? No, you became a member there, right? Or is it closed? Oh, you're there on the left? Nice. Some nice houses out there. No on the waiting list? Well, I thought you'd been out there before. Or was it on somebody else's boat? Colin the Beast of Gaming, how's it going? You'll need to talk to Wasabi then. I actually know Corn Farts games too. Oh, you're in process. Okay. How long has it been since you've been to Pinot? Been a while? I haven't been there since I did that last shore fishing show. I think, I don't know, I think they're going to lock it up again, aren't they? It's blasphemy. I said sort of. If you saw the post. You know, a year. I know you disappeared from there. Well, I know we're on lockdown again. They're probably going to lock it up again. Last time we were on lockdown. Well, I don't know. That's Santa Cruz County. Santa Cruz going on lockdown? I don't know. We're on lockdown starting today. Or tomorrow. But it's in Santa Cruz County, so I don't know. Yeah. You were there when Pinot was good. Still have the aluminum banded for Pinot. Oh, that's right. You have your bigger boat, too. Yeah, well, it's probably going to be closed down again. I'll have to wait and see. Sure, tuning on, look, yeah. Yeah, I know. I did a good job this time. Nobody leaked it. We all kept it from your back roads. And we didn't even leak the DUI thing either. We all did a really good job of keeping it secret this time. Yeah, I got to go back there. Yeah. I should have put up your phone number as a guide. That would have been funny. Y'all got lucky. I don't know, maybe. I've never fished it. I've never fished it in the winter. I've fished it late October, but I've never been there that time. We were expecting to go for striper. That's actually what we thought we're going to be biting more, but for some reason those bass were going good. No big ones, but it's pretty good. Kenny, have you been to Eastman? Been to Eastman lately? You fish behind In and Out. Behind In and Out? Oh, you can't fish in there anymore. You mean Roberts and Laguna Grande? They have signs up now. They have a sign on the Laguna Grande right there. Oh, yeah, I'm in Eastman since March. Yeah, they have a sign up now that says no fishing on the Roberts side. So I'm assuming it's both. But I fished it. I've never caught a bass out there. I flipped all that brush back there from the shore. Didn't catch anything but crawdads. Fun killers. Yeah, I was over here. I was gonna go live there, just show up live for fun. And there was another, actually, one of my viewers was there with his son, and then I walked over, and they have like a thing up with all these papers, and it says right there, no fishing allowed due to safety. Don't want you to. I don't know. I know. Finally, took me years to catch fish in there. I was shocked. I was just fishing it totally wrong. I thought they wanted the slow stuff. I never fished much fast stuff in there. Yeah, now I know. So yeah, it's gonna be fun next year. I haven't tried in the winter yet. I'm waiting for them to put the trout in, but they stocked it 5 times this year. They stocked it once in January, twice in March, and twice in February. So I'm gonna be doing some trout shows there. I mean, something to catch. I did live there and caught a couple trout a couple of years ago. The place that's really going good is Del Val, I guess. Yeah, those are mostly the hitch. Yeah, yeah, they're putting trout in, and it's weird. It's like the only lake in our county they stock. Little teeny pond with a skate park and paddle boats, and that's where they stick the trout in. We don't stock anything. Del Cali or Del Val? Is the V and the C close to each other on the keyboard? Or is that a lake I don't know? My friend used to go there. He's been going there, and they've been catching a lot of striper. Oh yeah, did you fish it? Lying down on my back. Oh, that's right. They only put in 300 pounds or 300 fish. Usually by pounds. 4 pound small. They've been getting striper and smallie out of there. Big ones. My friend Ricardo, you might know Ricardo, the one from Pino. They used to be there all the time. And his 2 sons, they go every weekend now. I think it's about it's like a 2 hour drive. Something like that. They put in 300 fish. Ours go by pounds. I think Pinot they put in like 1,000, 1,500 pounds. And you know those fish, they're all like 7, 8 inches. I mean, some are 12 inch, some are 6 inch, some are 8 inch. So it's, I mean, you know it's over 1,000 fish. And the cormorants come in and start going nuts. And I noticed they start stocking a little lake I used to fish. Yeah, they're fishing from the bank. Yep, they're bank fishermen. He showed me some pictures. They're getting some big fish out of there. There's big trout in there too. They put like 4 or 5 pound trout in there. Big ones. Because of the striper. All right, I gotta go. Which place? Del Val? Del Val or El Estero? Where you got to go, you got to go. I mean, I think you mean I got to go as in I got to go. I've been at Los Banos Creek since I can't camp at Eastman. Don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, just fish. That's well, it's kind of in between. Not really. I think it takes about an hour. But you got to go up into that city and then drop back down to it from here. There's no like inland direct route from it. You have to go up and through. Yeah, Pinos. Yeah, you have to go up into Livermore and then back down. I remember. I thought about it. I went to Los Visqueros. I did a couple shows there, like 3, on my way back from the Delta tournaments. But Del Val's actually better, I guess. Well, yeah, you could be in a lake just fishing. You can fish for both your fish. You can do your striper and your bass. Does not specifically if it's pounds or fish. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be pounds. 500 is a pound that they stock. They don't do 300 pounds. They do a 500 pound. Around here, it's usually 1,000. Some places they might do 2,000 pounds. But usually, at least in California, it's 1,000 to 1,500 usually. But they do sometimes put 500 in. Yeah, I said they've been. What? First Capitol Pond Park, Columbia 500, 12, 9, 20, EFT. All right. Copy and pasted. Nice. Oh yeah, I've looked up that one. I've looked up that one, Kenny. I haven't been to it. It's right by the ocean, right? Well, there's one that's in Santa Cruz. There's one that's like right by the ocean that you can fish. That's got bass in it. Good. I saw you commented on the other one. I saw you comment on the easy transition. Yeah, back in the day that would have been easy for me, but not anymore. That's it, the one that's right by the ocean? Yeah. I saw videos of people catching fish out of there. I just never made my way over there. Hell, I found El Estero had more bass than I thought, so I've been hanging there. I want to skate so bad. Yeah, well, it rained all day today, so no skate today. And we're on lockdown, so I don't know. Might not be open. I'll have to find out next week. But during the last lockdown, they locked the gate, so might just be over there night fishing with no skating. Yeah, everybody still wants me to go to Loch Lomond. I've still never been. I told Better Odds we need to fish together again, and he goes there. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll hit it up. Half of it is fake. I don't know. Ours are on the rise, so we're back to it. Starting today. I think it starts today at 10. And who knows how long it'll last this time. Probably not. I never took any. I never take them. Let's get to Pinot in January. If it's going to be open, I said that they locked it. They shut it last time they had a lockdown. Remember that, Kenny? They closed it for, yeah, until we got out of lockdown. So I don't know. I know Monterey's going today. I don't know if Santa Cruz is, because it's just in Santa Cruz County. Oh yeah, Priest Fun. I know. Well, yeah. Well, 49ers had to move from here to Arizona for their whole season because they wouldn't let them open the stadium. I just realized that today. I didn't realize that they had to move. We had to go to Arizona to play their season. So they're better than us, obviously. But the funny thing is, they let the Warriors play. Yeah, I noticed it today. I was kind of like, well, they're not playing the team from Arizona. Why the hell are they in Arizona? And then I heard him talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay. Who won the Steelers game, or is it still going on? Yeah, well, hit it up, Kenny. You still got the aluminum boat tagged. That lake's not fishing like it used to, though. They effed it up when they treated it, man. It's just, it's never green anymore. We won, so all good. Wait, who, we won? What, who are we? Yeah, you still got it locked for Pinot, because you're taking your big boat out, right? Yes, he's a man with two boats. Mr. Fancy. He's got one for Pinot, and he's got another one for all the other places. And he likes bass fishing better than Joan Jett's leather pants. That's the first thing I said to him when I introduced him and told me he needed to go to Pinot. That's how he knew I listened to him. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check to see if it's locked up. Yeah, true. That is true. I've fished that lake once, twice, but I fished it for carp, not bass. I went there with a friend that had got in, and he's a carp fisherman, so we went there for carp. But it's pretty small. We didn't really go much of anywhere. We went in that channel right by the castle, and I think we went into one of those other little alleyways or canals or whatever. But I didn't get a chance to fish for bass. We were carping it. Hey, Tiger Muskie. Yeah, that'd be good to get into the Rod and Gun Club. I'm an early guy. That's all right. I got up at 5 in the morning to go to the Delta. And Kelly's not that far of a drive. Yeah, I got up at 5. Actually, I got up at 4:30 to go to the Delta. I can get up early if it's important. Kind of nice to get in and out early. But with Just Fish, we stayed all day. It was a lot of fun, though. I figured they'd hit it Delta. I mean, they should hit Delta all year. They hit it. It's like a mini Pinot, or a mini Pinot. Pinot's a mini Delta. They act the same. And those winter fish in the Delta are in Pinot. They keep hitting. Yeah, I know. But I only fish for like 6 hours. You know, get there at daybreak, 4 or 5 hours. You're fine. Actually I went out at Pinot with Chris one time and I got there at like 7. Yeah, I pretty much stay away too, back roads. I just kind of yeah. Well, I usually fish middle of the day. I usually catch most of my fish middle of the day. That's usually my thing. When I used to have my own boat and that, I always caught them in the middle of the day. Better than the morning. Yeah. Well, some of the lakes around here are the ones I go to. You see them when I'm doing my shows. I like suddenly it gets like 5, 6 o'clock when it's light till like 8, and they stop hitting. I can't catch anything. Coyotes like that. Got your PB at Pinot? Yeah, they're Levin's pretty much. I mean, most early to rise people they fish for 2 hours. They get there at sunrise and they fish till like 9, 8, and they're out. Second that sun gets up, they think the fish won't hit anymore. I caught my PB at Pinot. I caught at night. My PB before that, I caught around 11, 10 or 11 at Lopez Lake down south. Coyote got skunked. Oh, there was a great bite at Pinot at night. We got a privilege to be able to stay there at night. Kind of 8.5 and a 9.5. And yeah, great foot access. Yeah, I've looked it up since when you said you fished it. Yeah, we even got to go out on a boat at night at Pinot a couple times. It lasted about 2 months, and then people started bitching and moaning that we had special access. So this time, Pat was still there. Everybody knows Pat. Yeah, the pain in the butt. She said, "You guys can't stay out anymore. Too many people are complaining. You guys are telling people." I'm like, I didn't tell anybody I was out. I didn't tell anybody we were out at night. Must have been Rick. My friend caught a. Really? Jimmy Houston actually fished Pinot. Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, Chex Mix. That's what I said. Eventually, when I get with the show going and get some money going, I'm gonna do a whole show on like getting a rent a RV, and we're gonna stay at Pinot for 2 nights. That would be a fun vlog. Rent an RV so we can fish all night. That'd be a fun show. Yeah, I caught mine, in May, I caught the 9.5. Oh, one time we were out in the boat, his friend Craig caught a 9-pounder. We're in the boat at night, and he caught a 9-pounder on a bladed jig. If you live on a lake, those people could be out at night. There's a couple of them that fish there at night. Well, everybody dropped out suddenly. It dropped down to 3. Just like... Yeah, Pinot's got a lot of good fish in it. Well, Kenny, did you see the one where Ricardo caught the 11-14 on my live? Well, I put it up as a regular show, but yeah, he caught 11-14 from shore on my bladed jig, the one I made. I don't know if you saw it, but almost 12 pounds. That was a massive fish. But there's been 13s caught out of Pinot, so there's been at least 2 13-pounders caught out of Pinot. So it's got some big fish. I see missed if your posts. Wait, I see what? Oh, most. I get it. Is the I close to the O? That's where I always have trouble. Yeah, that was fun. It was fun that it happened during a live. Well, I got 11 now. I'm 4-11. Yes, it is. Yeah, just by you, I can tell what letters are close together. I do that all the time too. I'm like, I post it and I look up and went, oh shit. Mine's kind of the W and the E. I seem to hit the W a lot when I mean to hit the E. Kind of up in that corner. Phones are tough if you're on a phone. Yeah. Right, it hit right on, like a foot away from shore. I mean, it hit right on shore. If you want, also if you want to work at it, go to Garland and Carmel. What is Garland and Carmel? Oh yeah. I've heard about that one. Garland Ranch. Yeah, I've scoped that one out. Have you fished that? You fished it, or do you know about it? Some of my other viewers said they've caught fish out of there. Catch and release. Oh, really? I'll have to give it a try. It's like a little hike to get to it, right? Has bass, bluegill. Caught some fish over and over. Did you sign him with a Sharpie? Kenny. Let him go. I always wonder if that would work. Has anybody tried that? Scar on the tail. Has anybody tried signing one? I wonder if that works. I wonder if you like dry off their belly really good and write your name on them with a Sharpie. I wonder if it would stay. That'd be kind of funny. If it works, I'm going to do it. See if anybody else catches a fish and they're like, it says Scott and a Sharpie on its belly. Wouldn't that be funny? I wonder if it were. I bet you if you dried it off enough, and sign it with a Sharpie, I bet you would stay there. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna do a video on it. And then everybody will be doing it. Then we'll get PETA on us. Be like, hey, they freaking burn things into the side of cows. What's it hurt to sign a bass? Or I just put CCB, caught by. I gotta try that. I'm gonna bring a Sharpie with me next time and see. See if it actually write. I mean, if you dry off the scales enough, it would write on them. And it's permanent. Make a CCB stamp. Yeah, exactly. Give me a towel. What are you doing? I'm drying off the belly so I can stamp it. I'm going to stamp the bass with CCB stamp. Hey, Bait the Hook's in. What's up, Bait? We're just talking about signing bass and wondering if it would work with a Sharpie. I guess you wouldn't know unless you kept the bass to see if it came off. Or if somebody caught it and went, dude, I was at Pinot and I got a fish that said Scott on it. That would be fun. I gotta try that. Might be a new concept. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that. And I just gotta go somewhere and catch bass. Well, in the show, the Just Fish caught that one and had like somebody put a punch in its fin, like a hole puncher for like paper. He said there was one in his fin that was like perfectly round. So when I joked, somebody's marking their fish. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody sign it. Hey, you could give it. Do you still have your fish in your tank, Backroads? You can test it for us with your fish in your tank. You can bring him out, dry him off, and sign him with a Sharpie and put him back in and see if it stays. That'd be a good video for you, too. You do a video on that. Testing a theory brought up by CCB. Can you sign a fish with a Sharpie and have it actually stay on them when they're back in the water? It stays on everything. It should work until all the scales, come off. Well, they got a perfect white belly, perfect place to sign them. That would be funny, though. That'd be funny for the person that catches it. They're like, what the hell? What kind of freaking psycho person signs bass? Be a new thing. Instead of kissing them, you sign them. I've signed over 200 bass in this lake. Is that a blunt? No, it's a black and mild. I'll try it next time and put it in the live well. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you put it in the live well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, until they start building beds. No, this is black and mild, which are going away. They're getting rid of everything flavored tobacco in California on January 1st. Cigar, even menthol cigarettes are going away in California. Yeah, that'd be fun. You should try that. I really be. I think it would. I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, if you write it on your hand, our skin, it takes a long time to get it off. Angel, what's up? Yeah, you sign on like you do something with a Sharpie on their face, and it takes forever to come off. We got a new thing to try in 2021. It's gonna be the new trend on YouTube. You watch. Not Joe Rogan. Yeah, I'm gonna leave California for Texas. Really? Well, we got a tactical bass and left California for Tennessee. Yeah, it's expensive here. I don't blame people. Tattoo gun. I don't know. That might kill him. The ink inside him. I think signing with a Sharpie would be good. Or you could do the silver ones, the like liquidy ones. Well, actually, breakdancing is now going to be in the Olympics, believe it or not. Did you guys hear that? 2024, breakdancing is an Olympic sport. Well, they did skateboarding. Skateboarding and breakdancing kind of started at the same time. They got snowboarding, so logical step, breakdancing. I don't know. But it's going to be a new Olympic sport. Yeah, that's what I said. Skateboarding, yeah. And breakdancing and skateboarding, yeah, it was the same time period. Early 80s. That's when breakdancing got big. Carry your cardboard around, put it on the street sidewalk, and breakdancing. Yeah, I'm not lying. 2024, it's going to be an Olympic sport. I caught a little bit of it today. Bass fishing and those Japanese are probably tough to beat. Yeah. Gaming. Yeah, gaming could be. Yeah. I don't watch much. I'm watching more of it now. I'm just usually fishing and editing, so I don't even on YouTube. I watch some people's stuff, but I don't know. I'm just so into it all the time with filming shows and editing, and I'm like, I don't need to watch fishing. I got YouTube and watch other stuff. I did see one today though. They're doing a big fish thing now. I don't know if they're always doing that or not. Yeah, it rained just a little bit ago here. Everything's still wet. That's why I couldn't do the skating fish because it was raining. Yeah, I saw what $100,000 for a big fish, and some of them now. At least the one I saw. Oh, that was a CBS thing. Yeah, Brian Thrift couldn't catch the winner, so he tried for big fish, but he caught like a six something. Oh, heavy hitters tournament. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow it anymore. I watched all of them when I was little. I watched Bassmaster. I watched MLF or FLW. I watched Hank Parker. Nice. I watched Hank Parker, Shaw Grigsby, Bill Dance, Roland Martin, Jimmy Houston. Those shows, yeah, that's all I could wait for was the day a week that they were on. But nowadays, since I spent so much time, that Delta show took 12 hours to edit. So when I'm spending 2 days and 12 hours to edit fishing, I'm kind of tired of watching fishing after that. It's just like, ah, let me watch something else. Reach out to Hank. Oh, cool. Never thought about that. Oh, speaking of something I watched last night, you know the pit maneuver that they do on a high-speed chase? Oh, Jimmy too? Cool. You know when they do the pit maneuver? When somebody, they can't stop them and they can't, like, flatten their tires? Yeah, I would wait all week. Nice. Good to know, Kenny. I'll check that out. But yeah, they did the pit maneuver on a car doing 126 miles an hour. I'm like, what? Who pits a car at 126 miles an hour? And it ended up killing one of the passengers. I'm like, I've never seen a pit maneuver at 126 miles an hour. That's just insane. So I don't know. Yeah, I said one of them. There were four passengers. Two of them were pretty injured, but one of them died. Yeah, one of them. Actually it was the driver's mom that died. Driver was 18, a girl, and her mom ended up dying because it pitted. It went off the side and it went into a bunch of trees. And it ended up upside down. I mean, and it got airborne, evidently. I don't know. That much weight, I don't know how fast it was going when it hit those trees, but it still had to be going around 80. They couldn't even find the car. They were like searching for like 10 minutes to find where the car was in the middle of the woods. Yeah, I was watching and I'm like, I was just going through and it was like a real world cop thing. It says state police do pit maneuver at 126 miles an hour, and I'm like, and put an end to one of the criminals permanently, and I'm like, what? I'm like, who the hell does a pit maneuver at 126 miles an hour? I'm sure there's going to be some lawsuits against that one. At least you wait for them to slow down somewhere before they do the pit maneuver. Or maybe at 50 or 60 or something, but it was, yeah. And they were just shoplifters. They thought it was a robbery, but they just shoplifted. It was an 18-year-old driving a 15-year-old kid and I think 20-year-old girl. And the mom was like 30 something that ended up getting killed. Well, that just does not sound safe. It sounds reckless on the side of the police to do that. And even with the kids in that were there, and the one that was the mom, the daughter that was driving, first thing the cop said, walks over to him and goes, "Now you just committed homicide." It's like, why would you tell her that then? Are you that like insensitive? It's her mom that died. And this first thing you go is go over to the girl and go, "Now you've committed homicide." What? That's, yeah, it's probably not the best way. And yeah, and she told him too. Yeah. And I was pretty impressed though, because at the beginning they just showed the chase part where they did the pit, and then they showed all the finding the car and that. Hey, Tito's here. Yeah, and then at the end they showed the whole thing, and that 18-year-old, man, she was a good driver. She was like, I'm like, that's an 18-year-old doing that driving? Stuck in between floors on the elevator. That was must have been fun. Yeah, this girl, she was like, she was weaving in and out, going through traffic. She even went off the side of the road at like 90 miles an hour around the car and back on. And I was like, damn, that's an 18-year-old doing that driving? She was like going on city streets and making turns and drifting them. And yeah, until he pitted her. They were just jealous because she drove so well. They're like, oh no, you sucked. You had a panic attack. I would too. I mean, I would think it would like hope it wouldn't drop. That's what I'd be worried about. Like, is it suddenly gonna cut loose and just drop? They can always get you out the top though. Did you have to go out the top, or were they able to get it to go to the floor? So they had to take you in from the top because it has a hatch on the top. They can open it up and they can get you out from the top. Did you get it on video? I would have been filming that one for sure. Oh, this is a YouTube video right here. Trapped between floors in an elevator. Oh, hour later. Oh yeah, you could have had a great video, man. Was it just you and your wife? Or were there other people in the elevator? It went crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Small places, not sure you can get out. They got a video. Was it just you and your wife? Or were there other people in there? I'm going somewhere with this. Just FYI. Craig. I'm still waiting to find out if it was just them two or other people in there. No, no, I wasn't going there, Just Fish. I said he could have made another video while he was in there too. You're 8 up with filming. You ever thought this great video? Oh yeah, I would have filmed that. Like I said, yeah, he was in there just with his wife. Could have been another video filmed in there. Just Fish got on. Well, we probably have an hour, honey. It'll ease my tension. You could have had all kinds of angles to get into that one. Well, there you go. It's on. Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, yeah, back roads. Like you had my cell phone on me. Yeah. Yeah, I would have been that way, back roads. I'd have been, because I don't carry my phone with me. And I probably wouldn't have had a camera, but I would be like, that's what I'd be pissed about. I guess that would pass it. And relieve stress. Yeah, my first thought, I'm like, damn it, I'm stuck in an elevator and I don't have a freaking camera. That would have calmed you down, Bait. I'm pretty sure. That would have calmed you down. Just take your mind off being trapped in an elevator. Honey, calm down. Honey, calm down. Here, will this help? Will this help take your mind off it? Oh, I also saw a video last night where he had to get stitches in his privates. I was thinking the worst case. Yeah, well, still take your mind off it for a little bit. Yeah, he was on a pogo stick. And he tried to like flip it and then land back on it, and it came right up. Sometimes you can't get signal in the elevator. You can still film though. Yeah, and he came down on it right in his package, and he was bleeding, and that's an unfortunate video. He aired it though. Worst pain ever. Yep. Yeah, you can still film. Don't have to go live, but you can film. He made a video of it anyway. Like Backroad said, once they opened the hatch and that, I would have been like, here, take my camera and get some shots from up there. I'll get the video from here. You guys get some shots from above. I'm a YouTuber. I'm making a video. I need your footage. Never got trapped in one though. Always think about it when I'm going. I always think of this, it's suddenly just gonna drop, like the cable gets cut, and it just like. Oh yeah. And oh, you guys were the only ones in the. Oh, okay, you were working there at night, huh? That's even more scary, like you said. Doesn't it have an emergency like alarm button in there? How'd they find you if you say you didn't have signal? I'm sure they if you hit the alarm, it goes to somebody, right? Is that what you had to do? Alrighty, Tito, have fun cleaning. Oh, I did something really bad yesterday, guys. Last night. I didn't know if I was going to say anything, but yeah, I went a little crazy. And I guess Tito did the same thing. I did a live stream. The alarm would not go through. I guess I was like Tito. He said he was hungover. So yeah, I broke something last night on the porch before I went in. I kind of fell down, and I don't know. I thought I hit it with my head, but my head doesn't hurt, but my arm hurts. But here, I'll show you guys. Can you guys see that over there in the corner? Can you can you see some broken things over there? That, that over there in the corner? Yeah. Don't know how I did it. I went head first into it though. Somehow. And broke it to pieces. But the inspection on the elevator passed last month. Yeah, that's what I did. But I actually had enough. This kind of ties in what Backroads is talking about. I fall down. Uh, that's it. You cut off on the line. I had a little too much. Yeah, but see, this ties in totally with what Backroads is talking about. Because after I did it, I took pictures of it. I took pictures of it. I don't remember if I took them on my phone. I think I actually went in and got my other camera. I haven't checked my phone. But yeah, I ended up taking like 3 or 4 pictures of it before I like moved them. Like they were actually all those pieces weren't up against it. They were all like scattered all over. But it totally ties in with what you said. Locked in the elevator, and I'm worried about filming, and I fall down and probably could have killed myself. And I'm worried about taking pictures of it. So yeah, that was the first thing I did. Is I went inside. I'm pretty sure I went inside and got my camera. I don't think I took them on my phone. I'll have to check my camera. I know I took like 3 pictures. And then this morning, my phone was actually still sitting here on the porch. I didn't bring it in last night. I left it sitting on the porch. Yeah, the wine got me. I don't know why. Oh, I think it was because I usually don't drink that much when I'm here anymore. And I was supposed to do skate fish, but I knew it was going to rain. So I'm like, I'm just going for it. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I can't go skating. I'm just going to sit out here till late night and drink more. And yeah, that was the result. Falling down and breaking a pot. I thought I hit it with my head, but I checked my whole head and nothing, there's no bruise or sore or anything, but right here on my arm. Right here. So I don't know if my arm went into it. It had to have. That's the only place that hurts. Got a bruise like right here on my arm. I don't know how much it takes to break it. Not much to break one of those. You know, if you drop from not that high, they break. But I hit it pretty good, evidently. I don't even. I think. I don't know. I think I got up and went to go. I was going to go put something in the trash. And I just, when I got up and obviously lost my balance and went slamming into the friggin' corner of the porch. Not the best deal. I just kept telling myself all day that I feel stupid. I'm like, that was stupid. 1-800-DUIO. I know. Has anybody actually called that? I still want to know if that's actually a number. I don't know if anybody's called it. I know it doesn't go to my voicemail like Jessfish said, but I don't even know what the numbers are, but it'd be funny to see. Do you think it does? I don't know. Somebody call it. I'll go get my landline and call it. Hang tight. All right, good. I said I go get my landline and I'll dial it. It's got to be. It's too easy. I was trying to think of others. Um, yeah, I tried to think of other numbers I could put in, but there were too many letters. And all of a sudden I just went, oh, DUI help. 3 and 4. That's perfect. I forget the first one I wanted. But yeah, it was too many letters. And I went, and I just thought of DUI help. So I'm like, all right, that seems legit. I tried to call, I found a number to the, hang tight, I'll find out. I tried to call the White House one time. I actually found the phone number to the White House. Somebody told me that, yeah, there is an actual number you can call for the White House. And I was in Carmel, and this is like in the 80s. And I was at a payphone, and I put in the money and I dialed it. Just an answering machine, no name. Well, that could be me. Yeah, I tried to call it and said, I got the number. Yeah, I tried to call it and said, you are not allowed to call this number from a payphone. I'm like, well, I can't call the White House from a payphone? Why can't I'm a citizen, and this is a public phone. How come I can't call the White House from a freaking payphone? I'm like, you cannot call. It didn't say you cannot call this number. It said you cannot call this number from a payphone. And I'm like, why can't you call the White House from a payphone? I don't know if it's still that way or not, but well, there's not many cell phone or payphones around. But yeah, I got kicked out. It said, I was there with some, I don't know, I was there with somebody, some girls or something, and I'm like, oh, somebody just told me the number to the White House. I'm gonna see if I can call it. And they're like, why you can't call the White House? I'm like, no, this is the number. Yeah, and I said, you cannot call from a payphone. I'm like, why? What am I going to do from a payphone that I'm not going to do from my own phone? I got connections. I don't know. I forget. Somebody told me it. I mean, this was before the internet and all that, but I don't know. I think I had a friend that was into like cool facts or cool, stuff. And so he told me that that was the number to the White House, and wouldn't let me call. 1-202-225-4963. All right, there we go. So DUI help goes to an answering machine. So it is a number. Huh, interesting. But no message, no nothing, huh? Pretty funny. You should have left a message backwards. Said, yeah, I just got arrested for DUI and I need help. Do you know that your phone number is 1-800 DUI help? Just said leave a name and number. So it's an anonymous drunk. It's an anonymous drunk helpline. I like that. It's like mafia style drunk help. Washington D.C. That's the number. Yeah, I know. I called it. I don't know what number I called, but that number was back in the 80s. But I remember which payphone I called it from. It's right on the corner of San Carlos and Ocean Drive. It used to be across from the restaurant that I used to work at. And there's like 3 cell phones in a little cove. And that's where I called it from. It took my money, though, because I had to pay to call. I mean, back then it wasn't much, but office. Nancy Pelosi's office. I have no idea where this one went. Oh, I'm getting out wine. It's going to get crazy from here on out. Let's get that bitch on the phone. It probably doesn't go straight to her. We're probably going to have some interference in between. Trying to get the wine bottle open. There we go. I'm getting closer. Closer and closer. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Did you see? It goes to her secretary. Yeah. Did you see the comment from Corn Farts on the on that vlog about you, Just Fish? He said, if he would have been in a car, he would have been toast. I'm like, he doesn't drink it, he just makes it. Oh, and one of these, when I was taking it off, I don't know what brand it was. But, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, one of these, when I was opening it up, the glass broke. Yeah, when I was actually using my really nice thing, and I went like that, and the glass broke. I was like, what the hell? Never opened up a bottle of wine and had it break. A couple of Xanax as well. Yeah, like I said, I know you're going nuts on all that stuff back roads, but I'm just keep myself out of it. Every time I go that way, it just leads to trouble. But you did say you were trying to get rid of all your subscribers, so. Oh, did you guys see I'm at 3.13 now? I went up a little bit more. 3.13. Yeah, I put my tongue in your lies. Yeah, I don't try to bring it up. Other people do, but you know me, I don't get into it. I know it's a popular thing. What link is that? I don't even know what link that is. Do you? Oh, your elevator video. All right, there's this elevator video, guys. Yeah, I thought you said you didn't lose any. You've been losing people? Wow. When I did that one rant, where I did that one video about Mike Long with him and the cheating in the bass, I got like 150 negative comments, and I gained 20 subscribers from that video. It got like 5,000 views, and I gained 20 subscribers. Everybody was hating me. I got so many negative comments, and I got like 150 to 20. I got like 20 likes and 150 dislikes. And I gained 20 subscribers. I'm like, Not everybody hated it. Ah, look, you scared everybody off. Everybody left to watch your link, man. I had like 4 or 5 people in here. You put your link up, and now it's down to 2. Everybody's like, I'll be right back. I gotta check this out. What's the, no, I'm not gonna say it. They'd be back. How long's the video? How long do we have to wait? Where'd everybody go? Oh, they're just checking out they're checking out his video. They want to see the man stuck in an elevator. That's funny though. We've learned a lot today though so far. We need to try signing fish. Guys learned you can't call the White House from a payphone. Figured out what that 1-800 DUI help is an actual number. Didn't get the doo-doo-dee. This number cannot be reached. See, it was an educational day on the live. We're getting stuff going here. Oh, somebody's using a drill. Don't know what for. But somebody over there is drilling something. I just have boring stuff coming up this week. Well, not boring, educational stuff. I have 2 tips and tricks for this week. Share chat. Thank you. Yeah, I had 2 tips and tricks coming this week, and kind of one on the same lines as the last Throwback Thursday. Try another one of those. A lot of people said, well, a couple comments I got, people said, great video idea. So I'm going to throw another one out like that. Just to use his name again. See? They did go watch it. That's pretty funny. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out after I get off my live. You were right. Look, people are coming back now. At the same time. That's pretty funny. See, they all did leave to go watch it. See, you have power there, Bait the Hook. You put in a link and everybody goes there. Good move. So it wasn't that long, right? Obviously. It's for the reason, not the situation. Exactly. So it happened in the fall. Hey, Juan. What is up? Not much. We're just hanging out, learning things, calling random phone numbers, learning about phone numbers. Yeah. I said I got a little too into the wine last night and I fell down and broke a pot. Learned that tonight too. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Went a little crazy. Little crazy. I knew it was going to rain today, so I knew I didn't have to, because usually I leave around like 1 or something to go to the skate park. Skate a bit before I go live. Another fall by sea. Yeah. Yeah, I've only fell off the porch twice. All right. Twice in 10 years. That's a pretty good average. That one I broke that, and I think the other one when I fell off the porch, I fell off the front down the steps, and I didn't break a pot on that one. I don't think. I remember. That was a long time ago. That was like 8 years ago. I was more of a mess back then. Now I'm just a little bit of a mess. Yeah, exactly. You got that right. Imagine. Yeah, I fell. Imagine skateboarding drunk. That'd be even worse. Yeah, I broke that over there in the corner. Can, can you see that broken pot? Yeah, I slammed into it pretty hard, evidently. But I was aware enough afterwards to take pictures of it. Don't know why, but I took pictures of it. I showed it on my live, but I also took pictures of it after it happened. Yeah, it was scary. It was a scary fall. No, I'm much more sober and in control when I'm skateboarding. Trust me. Never did. Yeah. Never did skate drinking though. One thing I don't usually do. My arm hurts a little bit right here. I think I hit it with my arm. I thought I hit it with my head. I remember hitting something with my head. It might have been the side a little bit, but I checked my whole head and nothing hurts. So it was evidently my arm that broke the thing. But I'm much more, I'm not going that far tonight, that's for sure. I don't know. It was just one of those nights where I just wanted to keep drinking. I think it happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I think I was. Oh, and I another thing that happened last night too. I was on Monica's live, Monica T. You guys probably know her. She comes in here every once in a while. And there were two guys that were playing music, like on my last Monday. And I was asking them a bunch of questions, asked them songs to play and all that, and then I evidently ran both of them off the channel. So yeah, just not too much. I get to my normal spot, I'm good. If I go crazy, that happens. Yeah, and I ran two guys off her live. One guy just left, and the other guy said that he wasn't. I told him about my live. They're like, "Oh, you play? I have people that come in my live and they play. You should come in." And all of a sudden he went, "I'm not coming in your live." He said I was being, I don't know, condescending or something, and I'm like, "No, that wasn't my intent. I just thought, I don't know, like, I don't know." Then after they left, the other people in there said, "I didn't see you doing anything wrong. It was just their issue or something." And I'm like, "All right," because I didn't think I wasn't belittling him. I wasn't saying anything. Every time they played something, I said, "That sounded really great," and that. But I don't know. I think they thought that I was being egotistical because I knew a bunch of music and they didn't know it and couldn't play it. But I was just throwing things out that maybe they could play. But evidently they took it the other way around. So, yeah. And I got kicked off a live the other day too well, I told you guys that. I wrote, "So what's your channel about?" And he got upset about that and blocked me. I was just joking. I'd been on his live before, but because of that, he like banned me. I'm like, all right, whatever. My humor doesn't come off as well in text. My fat butt out the hatch. Yeah, yeah. Imagine if you were too big for it and they had to like cut it bigger. That would have been more embarrassing. I mean, imagine if you were wasabi size and they had to like bring down the life of Jaws and everything and cut the hole big enough so you could get your fat ass out of the elevator. I know. It works really well when I'm, well, even, yeah, no. Yes, what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't take my humor like it when I'm actually talking. I heard you have hemorrhoids. Really? Nice. It's because I sit in the chair on the porch too much. Yeah, that would have been embarrassing if you couldn't get out the hole. I'd be like, what? I don't fit. You're going to have to cut it bigger? I have no idea who that was, by the way. We'll see if they come back. Might have been just a drive-by insult. Or I'm assuming that's an insult. I don't know. Hemorrhoids are pretty common. And people like me that sit a lot. Oh, I don't, do we want to take chat there? Oh, where's Leanne? She'll be able to tell us. You missed a chance for her to be nurse woman again. Remember she helped Wasabi in the hospital turn off the little alarm? Good choice of wine, by the way, Just Fish. It evidently works really well. By Monday. Damn. Didn't know they were that sealed. Good to know, though. We've learned that. Stuck in an elevator, and you can only go so many days before you run out of oxygen. That's crazy. I once had a guy, this is funny because house I lived in for a long time, it was a house that was split into 3 different apartments, evidently all done illegally and not on record. And they put this exactly, yeah, they're not insulting me with that. But yeah, I lived in this house, and then they had this. We had a big heater, like one of those like stand-up gas heaters that you turned on at the bottom. When you opened the door, it said "Use on low only." Oh, really? You had a lawsuit there, buddy. But anyway, in this house, lived there for freaking. I think I lived there for like 8 years or whatever. But yeah, when you went to the bottom of it and you turn it on when you open it up, there, there you go, backroads. Yeah, on the bottom when you open it up, they had it in Sharpie. It was written "Use on low only," and so I lived there 8 years. The guy sold the house, and the guy had to come and inspect it. He looked at it, and he went, "Do you guys realize you could have died in this house?" Yeah, Tuesday and Friday. Uh, he doesn't even deny. Yeah, and the guy goes, "This is a 3,000 BTU heater." He said, "If you would have had the windows closed and had it on high, it would have sucked all the oxygen out of this house in a relatively short amount of time. And if you were sleeping or whatever, you would have died." And I went, "What?" And that was our warning. Use on low only. It was written right there when you opened it up, right above it. It said use on low only. Yeah, they stuck a 3,000 BTU heater in a house that was like, I don't even know what my apartment was, like 200 square feet at most. Yeah, and the guy said if we had all the windows closed and turned that thing on high, it would have sucked out all the oxygen in a short amount of time. So, there we go. Luckily, even on low, it would get the place baking in no time. So, you put on low, and within like a half hour, the place was like almost 100 degrees. But yeah, that was interesting to know. But the reality is, they sold the house, and the other guy bought it, and the inspectors and that didn't make him replace the heater. Like, well, he knows to use it on low, and now he knows why, so he'll be good. We don't need to change the heater. Sale goes through, inspection's fine. Yeah, that was crazy. And I think when he told me, I went, well, they did warn us. Look, you saw this says right there, use it on low only. That thing got so hot. Yeah, you could have lost it there. Um, and yeah, this thing went. We used to have to keep the door because it was right next to the door. And when the door was open, the door was kind of cracked in front of it. It wouldn't like stay. And so we used to always open it. One time we left the door closed. It it bubbled all the paint on the door on low. That's how hot this thing got. Like the door, the paint on the door bubbled because this thing got so hot on low. Pretty crazy. But I think he means dog. What? Okay. Whatever. Uh, come on, you gotta up the insults at least. Gotta get some, let's get some better ones going here. Angel, are you a guitarist? You can come in on Mondays. You can come in tomorrow on my panels. You can play music for us. Good call, Just Fish. Yeah, I must have broke that thing with my arm. That's the only part of my body that hurts is my arm. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's the kind of. And actually, I found out that. Well, I found out later on too. The address that I had to my house for all those years wasn't an actual address. They just made the address up. I mean, my mail would come to it, but they just made the address up and they didn't submit it to the city. So if I would have called 911, they said it wouldn't have given the address of where I was. So that's kind of scary. I'll never. Hey, man, stairs are better for your health, especially if you're fat. Sorry, that was bad host. Bad host. Yeah. Realized if something would have happened. The whole time I lived there, and this is before cell phones, if I would have dialed 911, they would have not known where the hell I was. Because the address wouldn't have showed up. Hey, you live in a college town. Yep, yeah. Unless the whole place goes down. Unless it's an earthquake and it crumbles. Better with stairs and better for the health. Get you some cardio. Yeah, but to live in that place, I think I lived there for like 9 years. Luckily, I never had to call 911, but to learn that it wouldn't have worked if I would have called it is kind of scary. Well, I say college town. The guy that owned our house owned lots and lots of properties. He was a real estate guy that makes money off real estate by renting to college students. Redid the house without getting permits. Gave me a heater that would have killed us if we ran it on high. Charles Del Martini. And his real estate office. Oh, Leanne! You weren't in here earlier when we were talking about something else. What were we talking about when we need Leanne for a nice nurse advice? I forget. Was that the crotch thing? I know, but what were we talking about? Was that when it was like talking about the shot to the crotch? Oh, hemorrhoids. That's right. Yeah, yeah. We had troll in here to try to insult me, saying I had hemorrhoids, and I said that's not a bad thing. That's quite common for people that sit a lot. And I said, oh, only if Leanne was in here could she could verify. And you showed up. That's right, hemorrhoids. I know. What was the other thing you came up with that? He said I smoke crack all the time, and I went no, and then he went, oh, he doesn't. No, I don't. I don't know. And then he came back with he doesn't even deny it. Like, dude, that's not gonna insult me. And then backwards went, hemorrhoids. We've learned about dolls in certain places, so you're gonna have to up your insults. I'm a pretty wide open live, so. Oh, look, Leanne. I fell down last night. I drank a little too much and I fell down, and look what I did. I I busted a pot. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I just thought I wanted to drink a lot, and the end result was me slamming and falling down and breaking a pot. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I thought I broke it with my head, but one thing that hurts is my arm right here. So yeah, only I think I hit it with my arm. There's nothing else on my body that hurts, but I evidently slammed into it pretty hard to break it into that many pieces. But afterwards, I took pictures. I don't know why, but I took pictures of what I did. I don't know. Yeah, I checked my head. I thought I hit it with. I thought I went in my head first, but my head doesn't hurt at all. No soreness, no bruises. But right here, my arm. the top part right here hurts a lot. So that might have been what the brunt of the slam into it was that broke it. Pots are pretty brittle though, so I don't know really how hard I hit it, but I got up and went. White as a ghost. Yeah, that's probably panic. Yeah. Shock. Shock, right, Leanne? Isn't that shock? I still need to watch that. Yeah, even if you go white in that, isn't that shock? Yeah, she's a local YouTube nurse. And somebody that sends things to people that freak them out. Isn't that it? Or panic attack? Well, panic attack's more stress, isn't it? Or like shock. Yeah. Really? Is your blood pressure bottoming out? Huh. But your heart is racing. Usually. But your heart races like that, but your blood pressure drops? Interesting. I thought when your heart raced, your blood pressure went up. That's weird. Huh. I thought it'd be the other way around. Good to know. That's why we have the YouTube nurse in here. Is that why you might get lightheaded and pass out? When you have shock? Because your blood pressure drops? Answer forthcoming, I'm sure. Oh, the flight or fight. Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Is that a is that like a yeah? Oh, really? It happens right before it. So is that like a safety mechanism? Is a safety mechanism built into our body? Because I'm sure if it dropped enough and you did pass out, it would probably save you from your heart rate going through the roof. Wow, I never knew that. That's interesting. So your body tries to force you to pass out so it avoids the possible spike in blood pressure. Huh. Interesting. I never knew that was a built-in mechanism. Interesting. So your heart actually sort of stops, basically, when that happens, which initiates blood pressure drop. Huh. Wow. We learned something. This is a day of learning. We learned not to drink too much because fall down and break things. It was the unknown. We learned what 1-800-DUI. Yeah, we learned a lot of stuff tonight. And now we're learning like, oh, I never knew that. See, they used to think that we know playing possum. I got one there. Do you stop breathing to prevent drowning? Huh. Huh. Yeah, well, they used to say that about, like, playing possum. You know, possums, if you freak them out or you scare them and they suddenly just pass out and don't move. But that's actually their brain is actually the smallest brain compared to size in any mammal. I pulled a brain out in a class when I was in wildlife biology, and it's only that big. And with theirs, it's actually for them, it's not. It's their brain actually just short circuits and shuts off. Yeah, that's what I learned about possums. When if you scare them and suddenly they just go, and people go, "Oh, they're playing possum." They're just pretending to lay there like they're passed out or whatever. No, their brain actually short circuits because it's so small and they can't handle it. And you can pick them up and you can move them and everything, and they're just out. And it usually takes about 5 minutes for their brain to like come back on. Nobody call you that. Yeah, but that's interesting. I never knew that. I never knew that happened the second before the fright or flight syndrome happened, where you start pumping like crazy and you're just like amped up. Good to know. Yeah, you don't want to be in there. Or he gave his address, his email. Yeah, that's interesting though. See, my life go places that nobody else's do. You don't get this sort of information. Hemorrhoids are common. You might pass out before you freak out. All interesting, educational, random stuff going on right now. Yeah, it reminds me when I suffered from self identity crisis, anxiety and panic attacks, and something else all at the same time. I want an honest opinion from somebody I know. I'm texting Leanne. She can save me. Yeah, exactly. We all go through this. Well, she's probably going to hate me when I tell her that I went off my high blood pressure medicine. Hard to help. No, a text helps. Just a little message. Was that towards me, Leanne? I think that was towards me. I saw a little evil red face at the end of that one. Diddy, what you doing with us? No, 200 miles away. She would have made you feel better. She would. Oh, that happens all the time. No, I went. Yeah, I went off them. Panic makes you do dumb things. Dumb shit. Yeah. Um. No, I can tell you the story about Leanne, but no, I don't. I don't think I really ever had it. Uh, it was the panic thing. It was the panic thing, Leanne. because I get really, really, really freaked out if I have to go to a doctor, and yeah. I started testing on my own, and I was always really low. Or, you know, nothing like I was. Every time I went to the doctor, every time I went to the doctor, it was through the roof. I started checking my own, and it was through the roof. Or on my own, and it was fine. Uh, yeah. No, I weaned myself from it, though. I weaned myself from it. I took about 3 months. Um, like the way they wean you off if it's a pill that and it gets better and that. No, I weaned myself though. So I spent 3 months. I just slowly, slowly cut down, cut down, cut down, cut down, cut down. Cut down. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I had an attack with that. See where it came from, Leanne. Where it came from is I went without it for 3 days one time because my doctor wasn't getting the text from the pharmacy to renew my medicine, and it was the Tartra, Meta blah 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 Tartra, the one that's just a beta blocker. I mean, my brother-in-law used to take them for headaches, and yeah, third day I woke up, and my heart was just like pounding and pounding and pound, like you could physically see it. Like I thought it was gonna, and so I went to him, and I went there, and yeah, I finally called him, and their first response was, "Any other symptoms?" And I went, "No, this one's pretty damn scary on its own." They're like, "Oh, you having chest pain? You having?" I'm like, "No." Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but it was interesting to me and really weird to me that my brother-in-law was they were given to him for headaches because I guess headaches. Anyway, yeah. So, and then I went, okay, well, how? Why am I taking so much of this stuff that it takes 3 days for it to get out of my body? I mean, obviously, I don't need that much of it in my body to regulate it. So why am I taking so much of it? Because it made no sense. Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, so that's kind of where and I've also, oh yeah, and that's the thing. I was out here. I woke up and it was just, I like, because it was the third day, oh, third day of me, and I got up and I yelled at my mom because I live with my parents. I'm like, my heart is racing like crazy. I need these pills. I know this is what keeps my, you know, and yeah. So I called him. I'm like, I've been asking for 3 days, and I called the doctor, and they still hadn't renewed it. They left me like stranded without it. And like you said, when you go off it, when you're taking that much of it, and you go off it like that, that's what will kill you. Because usually, when you get off, when they take you off medicine, you have to wean you off it because your body's used to it, and it has it in it, and so you have to wean yourself from it by lower doses. So anyway, yeah, and when I called him and I'm on the phone, I'm like my heart is racing here, and I actually think I put the phone against my freaking chest just so she could hear it. And I'm like, has she renewed my thing? Is it at the pharmacy? I need to go get it now. I haven't had one. And she goes, well, are there any other symptoms? I was like, no, but this one's bad enough. My heart is about to explode. Yeah, I like that's the question you asked. And then and then finally after I'm like talking to her, she goes, "Oh yeah, no, it's actually there. It's if you go there, it's at there." I'm like, "Well, why didn't you tell me that right away? Why are you like asking me other questions and other stuff?" I'm like, "I know why my heart's pounding because I haven't had your freaking Tartra for 3 days, and my heart is like freaking out and pumping like a freaking beast." But no, she wanted to ask me about other symptoms. I'm like, no, just Just tell me if my damn medicine's at the thing so I can go get it right now. Yeah, it was kind of stupid. Kind of stupid. Yeah, no, it was. Um, uh, I don't know. Tomato. Oh, wait, we're going up. Yeah, Leanne, but see, the reality is, kind of. Um, See, when I first went to the doctor, it was because somebody at my work just got diagnosed with high blood pressure, and he had a thing, and so he tested me, and obviously I was freaked out, and he said it was high. He goes, "Oh, dude, you have really high blood pressure, really high blood pressure. You need to go to the doctor right now. You need to go to the doctor right now." Well, when you're fright or flight, all that stuff, when you're nervous, it skyrockets. So they told me to. And so they told me to go, and so I went to the doctor, and I'm nervous about the doctor anyway. So she took it, and I think it was like 185 over 92 or something. And she goes, "Oh well, if you have high blood pressure, you've had it for a while, um, your heart could be enlarged, and um, we can check your blood to see if it's from a thyroid or any other stuff." And so I'm like, "Well, I'm in here. My mom will kill me if I don't say yes." So they took an EGR and they took my blood. She called me back. Everything was fine. And well, that was after because they had to do the test. But right after that, I went because I swear, everybody at my business said I need to go to the hospital. I need to go to the hospital because they said my blood pressure was like so high in that. And I went to the lady, and afterwards I started to go to leave because she's like, "Oh, here, try this." She gave me the Tartra, and I'm like, "Well, should I go back to work or should I what?" She goes, "Oh, wait, well, you need a note?" I'm like, "No, but everybody at my work thought I was gonna die." And she goes, "Oh, no, you're fine. You might want to take that. I mean, you might want to take one of the pills early or right now or something. But no, you can go back to work. You're fine." And I was like, "What?" Everybody else told me my head was going to explode and I was going to have a stroke within like 10 minutes. And she's like, "Nah, you're fine." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then yeah, it was weird. And like I said, when I started taking it myself all the time, when I was calm and everything, it was normal for the most part. Like right around the 120, 80 thing. Sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes even lower, and all that. So I finally got to the point that I said, "Why the hell am I taking these things?" I mean, even when I took it myself, it was that low. When I went to the doctor, it was always like 185 over 96, or 190 over 92, or whatever. And so it was basically just the white coat syndrome. I get nervous, you get nervous, fright, flight, your blood pressure goes up. So I said, "Why am I paying freaking $100 a month for pills that I probably don't need?" So I went off them. But I learned from that experience that one time that I needed to wean myself from them. No, no, no. It was pretty much normal. It was normal for the most part if I wasn't freaked out. And what they gave me was just it was the generic stuff. I mean, the Tartra is, I mean, they give it to people. It's like a advanced. It's the first one they give to anybody. It just controls the heart, tries to slow the heart down. And the other one was a potassium one that was for my kidneys. But I had the blood test and everything. They said everything's normal. So there were no pre-lining conditions or anything that led to the possibility that I'd had high blood pressure for an extended period of time. And yeah, I just went, why the hell am I taking these things then? Because it just, no, I said, even when, and see, yeah. No, see, here's the thing, Leanne, is every time I went to, even when I was on the pills for like a year or more, every time I went to the doctor, even on the pills, my blood pressure was through the roof. And they kept wanting to give me more and more and more pills because every time they took my blood pressure, it was really high. And when I started taking it on my own when I wasn't there, it was within, I mean, I showed to the doctor that one time. She goes, "Oh my God, these are great. Like, this is normal. This is total normal blood rate, and you taking, you might be, but yeah." And so that was just it. Like, no matter how many pills they gave me, if when I went to the doctor, I had the fright and flight thing, and my blood pressure would be through the roof. So that's why I finally went, screw this. How was your pulse? My pulse was usually a little high, 70, I think, something like that. 160 over 91. Yeah. Most of mine were like 136 over 83, 140, 140 over 82. All right, Jess Fish, thanks for coming in. Yeah, and I was kind of freaked out because I would, even when I went in by myself to like Rite Aid to take my blood pressure, I would take it a couple times because always the first time I went in, it was high and my heart rate was high. And then I would go in and take it again, and it would be lower. And then when I went in and took it again, it would be even lower. Yeah, and then the funny thing is too is like if I put my arm in to do a test, and somebody walked up to me, because I was like, I felt like I was nervous. Anytime anybody walked near me while I was taking it, my blood pressure would go up right away. I was just like, come on, I don't want anybody to see me take my blood pressure, and I get sort of anxiety or whatever, and it'd always go up. Yeah, and I told her that too. I'm like, well, can I can I take too many pills that my blood pressure drops too low? Because they kept wanting to give me more meds. Because every time I went to the doctor, it was higher, and I was on 2, and they wanted to give me 3, and they probably would want to give me 4, and I'm like, they're like, oh no, they don't work like that. I'm like, really? But they're supposed to lower heart rate, but they automatically know, like, oh no, that's not too low. Don't worry about that. they they know to keep your heart rate just enough that you'll stay alive. You might be tired and lethargic and get lightheaded all the time, but you won't die of a stroke. I'm like, what? I'm getting smart medicine? Yeah, I still have I wonder if I still have it. I think I still have it. You might know what this medicine is. I never took it. All right, I'm back. Is anybody still here? Oh, you guys stayed. Um, I don't know. I couldn't find one. They tried to give me a third one. I can't find it, man. Oh, Tartra? Really? Yeah, mine was 50. Mine was 100 a day. Hmm. Yeah, but she tried to give me. I couldn't find it. It used to be right there in the drawer. But um, because every time I went into the doctor's office, no matter what meds they gave me, my heart rate was really high. So she wanted to give me a third one. I'm like, I don't think I need this. Like, we did it. We did an EKG and all that. My heart's fine and all that. And yeah, I was just like, but what I found out was, and they didn't know this either, because usually they go to this with high blood pressure, right? Smoking. But what I found out in doing my own research is, and I kept track of it. I mean, I knew the amount of alcohol I drank in a night. And the research I found, it said 4 out of 5 people, men, that drink as much as I do a night will have chronic high blood pressure. And I took that to my doctor, and she goes, "Wow, I didn't even know that." I'm like, you never even asked me what I drank. You asked me if I smoked, and you were focusing on this. But what evidently was given to me was too much of this, which they didn't even know. So, yeah, that was kind of my whole thing with it. Yeah, exactly. But they didn't even know that. I handed her the thing. I printed it out from the computer from, and she read it and goes, "Oh," she goes, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that." I'm like, "You're a doctor. You're dealing with me with high blood pressure, and you didn't know that?" Because they always focus on smoking with high blood pressure more than and so yeah, that's when I started thinking, all right, I'm paying like $200 a month for a medicine that I probably don't need. But this is the other one I took. It was a Lasorda of potassium. I mean, evidently it helps with, I guess, helping the kidneys regulate blood pressure. But and then there was I don't even remember what the other one was, but they wanted to give me a third one, and I'm like, I don't think I really have it. I'm a pretty mellow guy for the most part. I don't work a high stress job. I just go to Marshall's and leave, and then I fish the rest of the time. I don't have a history of it in my family. I don't think I know anybody in my family that has it. I take a Stalin too. Yeah, but I thought it was funny because the first time I found out about the Tartra, I was like, "Well, I'm like a regular American now. I'm actually taking drugs. I've never taken a prescription drug in my life." And we went to visit my brother-in-law and my sister, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, check this out. They say I have high blood pressure here, and they gave me this." And that was when I just said I didn't have that one yet. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I take that stuff for my headaches." And I went, "What? This is just like glorified aspirin?" Yeah, that was my introduction to it. And I'm like, "What?" So yeah, that's my history with that. Yeah, wore out so many questions. I don't know. Yeah, I just see. I was dumb. See, I was dumb, and what I should have done is not taken it the first time and just started checking my blood pressure on my own away from the doctor and gone that route. But the funny thing is, the doctors never said anything about, oh, you should drink less, or let's try a lifestyle change, see if that'll help before we get into giving you meds. Because a lot of times they just want to push the meds right away. And yeah, so it was pretty interesting. Lipitor. Yeah, so yeah, that was my sort of I don't know, that was just sort of my stance on it. I'm like, because if I mean, for anybody, especially with high blood pressure, and that usually it's, if it's salt that's causing it, right? I get the white coat, yeah, but it's usually something like I'm the one. My doctors didn't even know about the alcohol thing. I found that out and went, yeah, all right, I definitely got to cut back on that. As far as the units, I say one unit is by 16 ounces unit or whatever. And so I did all the research and found all that out myself. And then I went, well, obviously everything, the thyroid, all that other stuff checked out fine. My blood was totally fine. My heart wasn't enlarged. It's only high when I go into the doctor. And every time I check it on my own, it's fine. Anyway, they have me on a couple meds. I went, all right, I'm done with this. I'll take my chances. But like I said, it took me 3 months to get myself off it. Because I talked to other people and they took them off some of their medicine. And I'm like, what, did they wean you from it? They start cutting down. And he goes, yeah, it took them about 3 months. And they just, less and less and less and less until it didn't affect my body because my body was used to it. That it slowly got less and less. And I kind of weaned me from it. So, whoa. Because of morons. I'll be back. All right. Yeah. Well, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that because I experienced it when the calls to the doctor refused to. That's what kind of pissed me off too. Like I could die, and you're not giving me my meds. I'm like, this makes no sense. The request from the pharmacy wasn't going through. That's what led to the third day of me not having it. And when I called them, they went, oh, well, we'll tell the doctor, but she might not check her things too much. And it might take up to like uh, a day and a half. I'm like, I've already been out it with 2 days. They said they called you guys. You didn't respond. I, I, I know you're not supposed to go cold turkey, and I'm going to go 3 days without it. And yeah, it basically almost killed me. I mean, obviously, if there was something wrong with my heart at the rate, I don't know. I don't even know. Hey, Tito. I don't even know how fast my heart was freaking pounding, but it had to be like 120, 140. I mean, and it was physically like, if I sat here, you would see this on my jacket. I mean, that's how hard it was freaking beating. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Just I said, a lot of people have white coat. You go in, you're freaked out. It's high. First thing is, oh, here, take this. Here's your prescription. Exactly. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Leanne. I went in and it was this Asian freaking. It was this Asian lady that ran the pharmacy. No, 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 no. No, I'm doing a little story about what you just said. I went into her and I told her, I'm like, hey, this is the second day. I'm without it. Um, I'm kind of loopy. Actually, this was before the one where my heart almost exploded. This was the first time that I kind of went at it, and I got all kind of loopy and spacey. And I came to the pharmacy. I'm like, yeah, and I didn't have a doctor at that time. This was on the first dose, like because I didn't go to a regular doctor. And so anyway, and I was all kind of spacey. And then my manager works like on high blood, and she goes, "Oh well, did you not take your meds?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's been like 2 or 3 days." She goes, "Oh, you need to go get it refilled now." And so I went, but it does good for that. And so I went, right? I went to the pharmacy. I went to the lady, and I said, "Yeah, I don't have the prescription refilled, but I haven't had it in 3 days. I'm feeling really loopy and kind of like spacey and out of it." And she goes, "Go check your blood pressure." I checked my blood pressure. It was like 180 over 90, 99 or something like that. And I came back to her. I'm all, "Yeah, it's high, but do you have anything you can give me to like, until I can go to a doctor and get another?" She goes, "No, you need to go to the hospital right now." I'm all, "What?" She goes, "You need to go to the hospital right now." I'm like, "What? I already had to, I mean, can't you give me like just a couple so, I calm down?" Oh, I've been over that. When I'm freaked out, I've been over that. Trust me. I think my highest was 212 over 101. But that was when I was like way freaked out. But anyway, um, so yeah, so I left and I went to a med stop. I went in, I talked to that guy, and he goes, "Okay." He gave me a prescription. I went and got, but and then on the time when I had the 3 days that I was off it, and they didn't want to give it to me, or it wasn't going through, I talked to the pharmacist about that other person. She'd already left. I don't know if she got fired or what, but she wasn't the head of. And she goes, "Oh no," like you just said. "Oh no, we have like emergency stuff. Like if it's in that sort of a dire thing, we can give you your meds if you're off them." I'm all, "No." She said she wouldn't give them to me, and she told me I need to go to the hospital. And I went. She goes, "Oh really?" I'm all, "Yeah, that's what she told me." I'm like, Just give me a few until I can get another prescription done." And she wouldn't give them to me. And she's like, "Oh no, that's not our policy." And I think that's what you were talking about. We just said the 3 to 5 days. Yeah. And she said no, she couldn't do it. Yeah, and she would. I'm like, How much is a hospital going to? I mean, I know what the problem is. Just give me one of the damn pills or a couple until I get the prescription refilled, and I'll be back on track." Because this is right when I first. It was like within the first 3 months of taking it. So that was right when my body was like just really getting used to the stuff. Like it was the juice. It was the juice that was slowing my heart down, and I suddenly got cut off it, and that really like I was just like I was just like, whoa. Yeah, but it's really funny. I mean, I know you. Oh, I know you say yeah. You said you had that stroke range and that. But I met a guy that had 3 strokes. I don't know if you're gonna believe this, but he had once had a blood pressure of it was 300 and something over 200 and something. I'm like, can it even go that high? He'd had 3 strokes, by the way. Yeah, but then I said with me, I always had my blood pressure taken when I went to the hospital for, skateboarder for stitches or Yeah, but he had 3 strokes, and that was his. I said, well, yeah, I hit one that was 212 over 101 once. He goes, oh no, I had one that was 300 and something over 200 and something. I'm like, I didn't even know it went that high. They just said anxiety. Yeah, that's what I said to him. I'm like, wow, all right. No, but see, my prior history of me having my blood taken was always when I was in the hospital for one time cracked myself, split my lip. Another time I had to have stitches in my finger. Isaac, I'm not. I want to count. Oh, ripping lips. Okay. You know, I don't know. You see stitches here. I ripped this open, but and this was when I was like little. I think it was like I don't even know how old I was when I did this. And I went in for this, and I remember him taking my blood pressure, and it was like 190 over like 100 and something. When I had this done, I went in, and it was like 185 over like 102 or something. And I always asked him, I'm like, isn't that high? Isn't that high? And the doctor always looked at me and goes, in the condition you're in and how freaked out you are, that's pretty normal. I evidently just get really freaked out and it just shoots my blood pressure to the roof. Yeah, and it's the same. It's my body reacts the same way. Just when I go in for a normal checkup, I get that freaked out. It's always think they're gonna tell me I'm dying, so I just freak, and it always just shoots my blood pressure up. Yeah, because like I said, this happened what 2013, so 7 years ago. You know, I was in my 40s and that. And I would go to the doctor and they would take my blood pressure and it was as high as I heard when I was like 10 and as high as I heard when I was like 20 when I was at the doctor and they took my blood pressure. And I was kind of like, this is normal when I go to a doctor. it's this this is how my body reacts. I've heard this same blood pressure for 20 years over multiple ages. it's it's not that bad. Fun and laughter helps me. Oh yeah, that totally helps. Yeah, well, when I went through it's funny with me because when I had panic attack, anxiety attacks, and identity crisis, it happened overnight, like overnight. And I was scared to leave the house. I would tell myself my name, where I lived, my phone number constantly. And if I traveled like in a car, I would freak out. I would be driving. I'd be so tense. Suddenly my arms would start tingling and going numb, and that'd make me think I was having like a stroke or a heart attack. And it seriously happened like in one day. And then and how I figured it out, and it's really weird. I have a MASH book, the full history of MASH, because I love the TV show MASH. And they have the bios of everybody in there. And I was reading one about Radar. And evidently Radar Riley, well, I forget his real name, but the actor that played, he suffered from anxiety, panic attacks, and identity crisis. And I started reading it, and in the bio, he explained exactly what was happening to him and how his mind was. And I went, I'm not going insane. This is what I have. This is why my mind is just, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus on a thought. I would wake up and tell myself my name. And anyway, it happened like that. It took me 6 months to train my brain not to respond to the triggers that were causing the panic attacks and all that other stuff. And I finally got over it myself without going to a therapist or any drugs. I got myself back out of it, but it took about 6 months. And it was a really weird because at first when it happened, it was 24-hour thing, constant. And then I'd have like 2 hours a day that I was normal. And then I would have 4 hours a day. And then I would have like 6 hours a day. And then I might have like 12. And so it went in this really clockwork sort of thing where I had to rework my brain to not respond to the responses and everything that were giving me these attacks and all that. So it was really weird. And I've talked to a lot of other people that I personally knew that went through the same thing. And yeah, and that's what I was just getting into, Leanne. I've talked to, one was an ex-girlfriend, and she's still on medicine for the anxiety and panic, and she goes to a therapist, a psychiatrist, and that. And I've met other people too that are still going to a therapist and taking medicine for it, and they're all like, "How did you do that?" And I went, I I just had to rework my brain. I mean, I don't know if I was right side brain at one time and I switched it to the left, or if I was left and I switched it to the right. But once I learned the triggers and learned what it was from reading a MASH book of all things, not going to a doctor, not going to a therapist or anything. Yeah, I took away all the triggers, and then eventually after like 6 8 months I was fine. So, and like you said, Leanne, it's realizing it on your own. You think the what? What triggers is you think the worst case situation? Mine wasn't that. Mine was like I'd be working at the computer and I'd have my arm up in a weird position. I'd be sitting there for a while, and all of a sudden, you know, I might be cutting off the blood or whatever by the way I'm sitting, and all of a sudden it starts to go numb, and all of a sudden I'd think that I was having a stroke or a panic attack or, I mean, a heart attack, and I would just start, and then I don't know, some of it too, when I was talking to people, I thought I wasn't making sense. Oh, and here's another weird thing about it. And this, I think this is I wish I would have recorded this or written it down or kept a log during the process that I was in this mindset. I think this has to do with the identity crisis part of it. You know that little voice that's in your head? Your conscience, that little voice that's you? Suddenly that voice isn't you. My voice in my head was suddenly not me. And I think that's where the identity crisis part of it comes in. And it was really weird. I mean, I kind of understand people that go psycho and so they have voices in their head. Yeah, but yeah, that's what that was the weird part about it. And I've tried to explain it to people. And like I said, I wish I would have kept a camera diary or some sort of diary about how I felt. But it becomes to the point that that little voice in your head isn't you anymore. And I'd be talking, and suddenly the little voice in my head would be like, "You're mumbling. You're not making sense. You're not." Yeah, it's weird. It's like I thought I was going to be in an insane asylum for the rest of my life when it happened. Oh, you missed my. I'm going over my. Yeah, well, multiple personality too. That could be part of it. But yeah, I did. Yeah, maybe it was part. I know I talked to a psychiatrist that I knew when I was pretty much getting over it when I explained it, and he said identity crisis. just sort of because I used to wake up and tell myself my name, where I lived, um, where I worked, and yeah, it was. But yeah, it might maybe Scott. That's why they need fits now. You help. I know, but you don't. I don't know. I figured it out on my own. Once I knew what it was, and once I knew it wasn't like some disease or something that was doing this to me, and I was going to go insane. Once I read that article from Radar from MASH and the explanation of his feelings when he had it and what I was going through, once I realized that it was just something that was mental, I went, okay, I can change this. It's not something that's a disease, it's cancer or whatever. It's a brain thing. So I can rework my brain to get myself back to normal. And that's what I ended up doing. Yeah, and there's some people that, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if it's anything that's a mental sort of thing, I think if people took the time and focused on it themselves, they wouldn't need to take the drugs. But it's so much easier now, like, 'cause everybody just gives you drugs. It's like, oh, you have an anxiety? Well, you could go to a therapist and learn how to not be a person that gets anxiety, or you can just take this pill and live a normal life. No, I didn't want to go that path. Medicine is good. I don't like it. I've never taken it. I don't even take aspirin. I still to this day, very, very, unless it's like I get a headache or something, or well, I get migraines, but I've got them since I was 10 or 12. Then I will. But I don't even like to take aspirin. I figure there's going to be a time in my life that I'm worse off and I can't handle the pain. So if I'm not like so used to aspirin, it'll help me more because my body hasn't had it. Well, I'm probably not going to take it. I said I don't take any. I've never taken any flu shots, so not going to be on my list. I'm just sitting here looking at those pills, and I'm like, I don't know. Research it. Well, yeah. I said I've just never. I mean, I've never taken any of them. There's so many people that get flu shots all the time. So I don't know. You know what I found out, Leanne, and this was my saying because of all the cleanliness we have now and how everyone's paranoid and washes and washes and washes. I know it's I say about cleaning that. But when I was little, I ate dirt all the time. I played in dirt. I never washed my hands. I was always eating and I don't get sick that much. So Tanner came in. So my philosophy was, and my thinking on this is, when you're young and when you're little, is when your body's immune system is growing and when it wants to learn all the diseases. And I'm pretty sure that's why little kids put everything in their mouth. Because it would make sense. Um, it's ice. Oh, you finally iced up? Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm getting to. Is if you notice, little babies, for anything they grab in that, they put in their mouth. And it makes sense. Because that's when your body's building immune systems and wants all that foreign stuff in there so it can go, okay, this is bad, this is bad, this, because it's, yeah. And like I said, And I get around people that and younger people not nowadays that always washed. We're rushed through either. Yeah, that's it. That's part of it too. The rush through thing. But yeah, and I've told this to doctors too. I'm like, if you have little kids in here and pediatricians, tell their parents to let their kids eat dirt. Because I bet if they grow up eating dirt, they're not going to be sick as often as they are. It's just a proven fact. And drink milk. Milk helps. Yeah, they did. I learned this too in the end. How, well, at least in a, and this comes around in the. Oh, really? Well, that's not good. Um, how everybody has peanut stuff. That's why you should use anything edible in your home except with food and bathrooms. Shouldn't, yeah. Um, yeah, but peanuts. Peanuts is huge for. It blew up, and it's kind of come about the same time that we're all into the wash your hands, wash your kids' hands, don't let them put anything in their mouth thing. It came about in that same thing, but they did a study in Syria. Syria has almost, or I think the least peanut allergies in all of the world. But what they found out is there's this type of food that's made of peanuts and different nuts that they give children when they're little. Biologist Scott. Yeah. They give it to them when they're little. And the thing is now in America has come to they don't give their kids peanuts and all that because even when they're little because they're worried that they're going to have an allergy to it. But that within itself, because evidently when these kids get it when they're or babies get it when they're like 4 months old, 6 months old, and all that, even if they are, they might get a little bit of rash or something, but their body learns it, and so they become immune to it. And since we don't do that anymore in the U.S., and nobody wants to even try it, even when they're little, it doesn't affect them like it does, like measles when you're older, or chicken pox compared to when you're younger. It can kill you, but you're younger, you just get bumps and stuff. So anyway, yeah, and that happened to me. I was lactose intolerant actually at first. Rosefield lives. uh, no, so anyway, I was the first time I got off breast milk and took regular milk. Evidently, I got a rash, and so my mom took me to the doctor, and it was a good doctor and everything. He went, yeah, evidently, yeah, he might have a allergic reaction to lactose stuff, milk and all. So he started giving it to me in smaller doses, mixing it with breast milk plus regular, and now I can drink milk, I can do cheese, I can do that. But nowadays with the doctors, if that happens, he's 6'4". Nowadays it happens. They go, oh, he's lactose intolerant. Don't give him any more milk. Don't feed him cheese. Don't let him do any products. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I said I was a product of it. But, I was young enough, and at the time it wasn't like, because it happened in the 90s, I'm pretty sure, with all the politically correct and cleanliness and cleaning, and don't let your kids eat that, don't let your kids eat this, that. Peanuts can kill them. You have to have they have it when they're older, they have to have the shot so they don't die. But luckily my doctor didn't cut it off. He said, oh, he's young, he's obviously having, so just give it to him in small doses and slowly work it up, and his body will probably adjust to it, and he'll be fine. Yeah, and so now, yeah, I got lucky. If it wasn't for that doctor, to this day, I would probably be highly lactose intolerant. I would not be able to eat any dairy. but he knew that that's the way the body works. You know, it's kind of like when a kid in the neighborhood gets measles, and all the other parents in the neighborhood send all their kids over to play with Johnny. And then suddenly all the kids in the neighborhood have chicken pox. Because you want to get it when you're young. You get it when you're old, and it can kill you and cause very, very bad things. So, see, people think I'm kidding when I talk about that, Leanne. My mom told me that. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, if somebody got it in the neighborhood, yeah, we'd have the kids would go over and hang out." Well, we actually have the vaccine for it now. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's my mom told me that. Like, oh yeah, we were little. Like, I got it. I don't know if that's why I got it, but my mom went, oh yeah, if somebody got chicken pox, um, us mothers would get together, and suddenly all you kids would play together, and everybody would get chicken pox at the same time, or measles. Yeah, that is funny. I had the pox 4 times. What? Don't have all the- Yeah, exactly. Strong immune people with strong immune systems get together. Get together with someone that has it so we can get over with. You understand this though, right, Leanne? I mean, it's a virus that jumps species. Anything that jumps species is gonna go nuts. It works in nature as me as a biologist, just like it works in humans. We're still a mammal. We're still a mammal. It happens. It happens in deer populations. It happens in squirrel populations, bird population, anything that jumps species at first, it knocks out a hell of a lot of the population. It's a few through genetics or whatever that deal with it and get over it, and then as they reproduce, it gets less. It's really hard. I studied it in wildlife populations with diseases. So, catnap time. All right. Oh, I'm down to 15%. Almost at 3 hours. Wow. Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Leanne knows that. It's the way things work. When it finds a new host that's never experienced it, it goes nuts. Yeah. I said I've done studies like that. In college, going for biology, we did studies and had to learn. We had classes that dealt with diseases and that, and you would have something, and that's why they don't like inbred and all that with like deer or something, that they're so genetically similar that if a disease jumps, they all get affected. And and there was one that came in, and I came into a certain deer population. It was very restricted and very genetically the same. And I think it came from a squirrel, but in the squirrel, it was just a cold. But suddenly it got into the deer and it killed him, and it wiped out like freaking 95% of the population of the deer that it got into. And that's because it was new. and yeah, it jumped species. Well, I mean, AIDS jumped species. It was in monkeys, and it didn't affect them. And somehow it got into humans. They now verified it was all the way back in like the 1920s when AIDS jumped, and took it till the 80s before it mutated to a point to kill people. Really weird, but that's another side of it. But yeah, it's devastating. It's not like the common cold that's been in us forever. We got sick here before. Yeah, some people say that they got sick before it with symptoms that were pretty similar to what it does. So, yeah. Exactly. And that's what's hard to create a virus in that too, because how long does the virus live, Leanne? How long does a actual individual virus live? It's only days, isn't it? Because they're reproducing the whole time. But I don't think. Oh yeah, nature can. That's why it's nature. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. Oh, Ozzy came in here. Oh my God, it's been a long time since you've been in here, Ozzy. Catch me at the end though. We're talking viruses now. Did you see that, Alan? I fell on it last night. Yeah, I fell on it. My stepdad just noticed the broken. No, I fell back. I landed on with my. I fell backwards. And I basically fell down sitting. And yeah, it just broke it. Scotty the Hottie. That's fine. We just had a kind of fun night. We've explored a lot of stuff. I was just talking about that, Ozzy. Look, I fell down on that. I got a little crazy last night. And I fell down and I broke that. Yeah, broke it into pieces. But yeah, now we've been talking about, yeah, we've been everywhere. Yeah, yeah. I went a little crazy, got a little too drunk, and I slammed into it and broke it. My panel's next. My panel's tomorrow, Ozzy. Can't be there tomorrow, then it's every Monday. Yeah, we've been talking. Yeah, we have Nurse Leanne in, best nurse in the world. I think she's actually the official YouTube nurse right now. She can handle anything when she's in here. All right, that'll be fun. A little bit different. Oh, you'll be into it, Ozzy. I have music guys on now, and they've been getting on and playing music. They've been playing music. I have a kid that's 16 years old, already has music on the radio, and no pressure. I can handle it. Um, yeah, you'll have fun in there, Ozzy. Now we had 2 in last Monday, and yeah, they did duets together. They did kind of challenges on who knew what songs and playing them, and it was a lot. It's a lot of fun now. It's kind of like a panel of music Monday, because I was a DJ. You're a music guy. We all know that. So yeah, you'll have a lot of fun with it now. Well, yeah, you'll have to come in and play with us, Ozzy. Well, only 2 hours in sunlight. 2 hours. Yeah, but I'm saying how long does it live in the body? Just saying. No, you come in. You'd have fun with them, Ozzy. Uh, Leanne, did you ever answer that? Do you know how long they don't live that long though, right? Each individual one because they breed. That's why they mutate so quick because they're breeding all the time. But yeah, check it out, Ozzy. You'd be a fun one to be in there. You're a highly musical guy. I'm sorry. Jump back between him and the virus thing, but I'm not going to be on here much longer because my battery's down 11%. So the waning time of the live. Well, Ozzy knows me. Back in the day when I'd be live for like 6, 7 hours at a time, 8 hours. Now I leave it up to my battery. Let's see. Yeah, you should come in. It's a lot of fun. This 16-year-old Richard, he's mostly a Christian singer, but he knows his stuff, man. He has a song that's played in like 3 or 4 different states on the radio and 72 hour. No, 7 hour. I think the longest I've ever done was 7 live. Ozzy's too busy with the blonde girl. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He's popped in here and there. Yeah, they don't live that long. They're like a fruit fly, like 2, 3 days, something like that. But they breed so constantly, that's why they mutate. And a lot of times, mutation is it's hard to get a track of it. Because they can mutate to be even more deadly, or they can mutate to be less deadly. You'd never know which way those little buggers are going. Could be good, could be bad. No, no California. No California McDonald's. Come on, girl. Alrighty. Get a clear COVID test after initial infection. Yeah, and here's the funny thing, Leanne. The nose. The nose is where the old dead virus comes out, right? Through the snot. That's why they check way up in the back of your nose. My friend said, yeah, well, they check way back in the nose because that's where the virus lives. I'm like, what? That's why do you think you get all snotty and everything else? Because that's where our body gets rid of the dead virus cells and that is through your snot and through your. Yeah, he's like, that's where it lives, man. It likes to be cold. It can't handle more than 70. That's why it lives in your nostrils. I'm like, way back in your nostrils, it's gonna be like in the 90s. Yeah, but usually it's I heard it from a doctor because that's where it's once you have it and that's where it's the stuff that we test for is getting the old dead ones and that are getting out of. That's not how it works, but he said it was extra or extravated or whatever. You can only find coke in my nostrils. He said that's why the test isn't always accurate because you could be exposed, but there's not enough of the scuffed virus or whatever to be in your nose at that time. That's what I heard him say, and that's what I assumed. I don't know about the ears. You can go through the eyes because it's moisture. You get it through the eyes. Hell, you can have herpes in your eyes too. That's scary. Depends on anywhere that's moist, I would think. It can't go through the skin. non-moisture skin, right? It usually has to go through a soft sort of like inside your mouth or in your nose or in your eyes. Isn't that the way it works? It needs a point of entry that's not. Oh, yeah. Herpes isn't fun. I've had herpes for a long time. Every once in a while, you know, they break out here and there. Pretty sure I got it from a waiter I knew. Yeah, I used to always get it from him, and a lot of times we would he would make a drink or something. Not an alcoholic drink, but a drink. Like, here, he'd like drink it. Oh, here, you gotta try this. And I would take a drink from him, and I think that's probably where I got it from. Didn't know about it at that time. A waiter? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that old story. I've heard that one, Ozzy. I've heard that story. Yeah, yeah. Me and Ozzy in Premiere Hell days. That was fun. I was on a few panels with them in the day. I'm almost. Let me go. All right, let me try this. I'll be back in a sec. I'm actually going to plug in my external battery that's not working well. See if I can give myself some more time. Be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, let's see if this piece of crap does anything. All right, I'm plugged back in. Bugatti. I don't know. I don't know if this thing's even got anything in it. Oh, it says it has. Oh, turned on. Charging something. Woo. Yeah, you've been on here a long time, Bate. You remember that. That was a long time ago when we used to be on with Premiere. That was kind of in the birth of lives on YouTube. That was in the old school days. The birth of YouTube Live. That was like 2018. They first let us come on and go live. What's up with Premiere these days anyway? I haven't heard from him in a long time. Isn't he kind of MIA? Yeah, 2 years ago. Well, they let us go live in 2018. I think January 2018 they opened it up to all subscriber levels. They tested it with 100,000 and tested it with like 10,000 above and then opened it up to everybody. January 2018. Those were the fun days. Fun days back in the day. I think he's losing it already. It gave you a percentage. Time is it anyway? Oh, it's already after 11. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yes, spaghettis are supposed to be hard. It's a hard flavored pastry there, Tanner. Yeah, that was 2018. That was when we first went. I think my first live ever was February or March 2018. That's why I bought a smartphone because everyone was going live, and I went, all right, I'm gonna do that. Then I can go fish and go live. Yeah, they're hard. They're really good. Biscottis are good, but they're hard. They're crispy. Oh, really? Wow. So he's in a custody battle? I could see that. Yeah, I could see that him, how much he was with his kids. I could see that being an issue that would take you off YouTube for sure. Definitely. Calm down, mate. All right, I'm going to hang in here for until I can't. I gained 2% of my battery before it went dead. You know, you buy those cheap batteries at friggin' Marshalls and they last about a year. I think that's about as old as this external battery is, and it's already dead. Won't charge anymore. 3,500 milliamp battery. Yeah, my ass. I'm still sticking at 8% though. That's been fun. I'm glad you came back in, Ozzy. Really? Wow, I didn't hear all that. Wow, is that really what happened? Very mass out with them kids and went nuts at the police when he was reported. Huh. All right. I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Hmm. Wow. All right. Well, now I knew the story. Thank you so much, Ozzy. I'm down to 6%. Once I go dim, I'm cutting out. So yeah, that is sad. He was a fun guy. I'm sure that yeah, that'd be a reason why he left. Wow. Huh. I wasn't following him that much at the end. I never saw him live much, so I never came on because he just wasn't there. But yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. I had no idea that would lead to that. Nikki Pink is doing it. Oh yeah, she's been in here. She's still in Arizona, right? All right, guys, I just got dimmed. I just got dimmed. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oh really? All right. That's sad to hear. Glad you updated me, but yeah, I'm gonna have to shut this one down, guys. But yeah, Ozzy, everybody, please come in tomorrow. It'd be fun, Ozzy, if you do. Yeah, she's in Arizona. Yeah, it happened here. No, he's in Washington. Washington, right? Anyway, guys, yeah, I gotta shut this down. I'm being dimmed. I'm at like 6%. But But yeah, definitely come in tomorrow for the panel Mondays. Yeah, bring AQT in. But I think you'll really like these guys. If they come in, they probably will. But Richard, the 16-year-old, and SI Cowboy, I think it's SI Cowboy in that. But yeah, we had a jam session last week. We had a really good jam session last week, and evidently they don't play a lot of good covers or it was too distorted, because it didn't get demonetized. Anyway, they played lots of covers in my whole live, so either they were bad covers or just YouTube didn't recognize them, but it got monetized. But yeah, come in, Ozzy. You'll have fun with these guys. I'm pretty sure. I know you're a huge music guy. I am too. I mean, being a DJ and having lots of friends and bands and that, and it's becoming a lot of fun. Hopefully, it grows. But until then, guys, tomorrow 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Panel Mondays. If you like music and all that, hopefully people come in and we have a good jam session again. Yeah, yeah, because if I don't shut it down, then it really screws me up and I have to go back in and turn it down. And oh yeah, guys, check out the latest song right there, the Aussie Man. We all know about him. Well, some of us do in here, but I will see you guys tomorrow for the Panel Mondays. Hopefully, it's a good music session, and peace. Thank you guys all so much. You mean a lot, and I'm out.